Match. Could I have another word, please?
Asshole. There's a word.
Have you ever wondered about secrets that famous people keep? Well, there's a big mystery about Richard Gere's son that everybody's been talking about. For a long time, people were curious about his life. Now at 24, he's finally told us something really exciting that's been kept a secret for years. Let's dive into this big reveal and find out what makes it so special. Richard Gere's family background and privacy. Renowned actor Richard Gere, best known for his parts in films like Pretty Woman, has a distinctive look. Still, many people overlook his family, a unique facet of him. Richard pays great attention to maintaining his family's privacy. He regards them as a treasure buried away that he wishes to guard. Imagine if you loved a hidden hideout you kept but wanted not to share with everyone. Richard feels this way about his family. He wants them off the public scene. Being well known makes people always fascinated with your life, especially that of your family. Richard has always, however, been sure to protect his kids from that curiosity. He doesn't want them under continual public attention or pursued by photographers. Richard wants his family to have their own private place, like when you hide your beloved toy from view since you want it to be unique. Richard enjoys everyone seeing him on screen when he works on films. His personal life, though, is much different. Richard enjoys everyone seeing him on screen when he works on films. His personal life, though, is much different. In interviews, he has frequently remarked that he values privacy highly. He thinks his kids should lead regular lives free from media hounds. It's like keeping a secret surprise buried under the appropriate time. Keeping it secret makes it much more meaningful. Imagine it as having a favorite secret location only known to you. Richard's manner of safeguarding his family helps preserve their unique and private life. Numerous reporters and supporters have attempted to learn more about Richard's personal life, but he is adamant about keeping things private. When asked about his family, he is courteous, but not very revealing. Richard has decided to make his family life off limits to everyone else, akin to having a hidden clubhouse that only a few people know how to access. Richard is mostly protective because he wants his kids to lead regular lives. He wants them not to always feel like the kids of a famous movie star. He wants children to have fun in their youth, free from continual pressure of recognition. Imagine attempting to enjoy a game in the park if everyone knew your father was a major celebrity. That kind of pressure Richard wants to avoid for his children. Richard has followed his private values even with all the media attention. Being famous, he thinks, does not imply you have to divulge all about your personal life. Keeping his family's existence secret makes it more significant when it is presented on their own terms, much like with a surprise gift on a special occasion. Richard's dedication to secrecy reveals how much he values preserving the unique and unspoiled existence of his family, free from celebrity. Like certain surprises are better kept secret. For many years, Richard's attitude to privacy has worked. Though among the most well-known performers worldwide, he has kept his personal life hidden from public view. Richard reminds us that some things are better kept hidden even in a society when so many people publish everything online. And that is quite fine as well. Let us now discuss Homer James Jigme Gere, son of Richard Gere. Homer has been a little enigmatic since he was born in 2000, as Richard keeps his family life secret. It's similar to when you learn about a secret club only a small number of people know about and become fascinated to learn more. Richard and Carrie Lowell, Homer's parents, wanted him to grow up like any other child, away from the limelight. Homer therefore skipped photo shoots and celebrity events. Rather, he led a tranquil life, attending school and playing with friends. It's like having a hidden private area to play where you wish no one else to visit. Of course, Homer piqued great media interest. Richard hardly offered specifics when they tried to learn more about him. When he mentioned Homer, he stayed vague and offered not much. It's more interesting knowing about a great hidden location, but just informing a few close pals. Imagine learning of a hidden club you absolutely want to join. People felt this about Homer, as Richard's attempts to keep things quiet meant they only knew fragments. People started to ask about Homer as his life was kept secret. While some speculated he might like sports or art, others questioned if he might follow in his dad's footsteps and become an actor. These were only approximations without actual knowledge. Richard wanted to keep his child free from unwelcome attention, hence he decided to keep Homer's life secret. People also questioned Homer's temperament. Given Richard's reputation of composure and intelligence, people assumed Homer would be like that. But it stayed a mystery without concrete data. Richard's decision to keep his kid out of public view revealed his great concern for allowing Homer a regular existence. Rare sightings of Homer would periodically rile up the media. Richard emphasized his family first, hence he has always kept the life of his family private. It's like owning a favorite book that is particular to you. You hold it near and keep it secret from everyone since you value it. Richard upholds the privacy of his family and keeps it free from the view of the media. Richard's commitment to safeguarding his son's privacy reveals how much he values keeping their life hidden from the public eye. Just like a unique book or secret site is more prized when kept private. Who is Richard Gere's son? Homer James Jigme Gere is the son of Richard Gere. Homer is a young adult now, having been born in 2000. Richard and his wife, Carrie Lowell, were ecstatic when Homer was born but chose to keep his life quiet. Richard is a well-known actor, but Homer was not raised in public view. His parents made sure he could have a typical upbringing away from public scrutiny. Richard wanted Homer to have a famous dad and still be attending classes and playing with friends without everyone knowing who you are. Homer led a more quiet life than one would see on the magazine covers or glitzy events. Richard and Carrie put great effort to make sure their son grew up in peace and on schedule. Consider it as having a unique treasure buried only for you. Richard wanted Homer's early years to be that unique gem preserved under private view. Homer's upbringing was special not because of his well-known father, but rather because Richard Gere and Carrie Lowell made sure it was as normal and private as could be. Although many famous children attend big events, Homer stayed out of the spotlight. His parents made sure he could lead a normal life, free of continual camera flashes and plenty of friend play. Richard and Carrie made special effort to keep Homer out of sight of the media. They kept specifics about his life away from interviews and avoided allowing journalists to photograph him too extensively. Richard intended Homer to grow up free from public scrutiny. Hence, it's like having a hidden clubhouse only open to a small number of close pals. Because his parents respected his privacy, Homer grew up enjoying a tranquil and pleasant existence. Richard chose to assist Homer in feeling comfortable and secure, since he knew growing up under public attention may be overwhelming. No paparazzi trailing him meant he could have a carefree upbringing away from the continual noise of celebrity society. Richard's attempts to keep Homer's life private made his childhood unique and calm, much as a secret clubhouse is unusual since it's hidden from view. People started to ask about Homer since Richard Gere kept his life so secret. The public and media began speculating on what Homer may be like given scant knowledge, while others speculated he would be interested in something totally different such as art or sports. Others questioned if he would follow in his dad's footsteps and become an actor. People also formed presumptions on Homer's character. Given Richard's cool-headedness and analytical approach, some thought Homer had to be likewise. Though he's hardly visible in public, others believe he could be outgoing and enjoy the limelight. But they were only approximations since Richard kept the specifics of Homer's life secret. Different theories regarding Homer's way of life also abound. While some dreamed he might lead a more down-to-earth life, others assumed he lived a glitzy life thanks to his well-known father. Notwithstanding the rumors, Richard's will to keep Homer's life secret meant that they were only tales and not mirror images of reality. Richard kept Homer free from the scrutiny of the media. Hence the rumors and theories stayed almost unchanged. Whether Homer follows a totally different route or develops to be just like his dad, his parents made sure he had the time to be himself, away from the limelight. It's much more valuable and distinctive as it's like having a secret, exclusive place just known to you and your family. Richard's attempts to protect Homer from public attention let him grow up in a way that was really his own, just like a secret gem stays unique when kept private. The big admission. Imagine if someone had a secret they kept for a long time, and then one day they decided to tell everyone. That's exactly what happened with Richard Gere's son, Homer. He's 24 now and finally revealed a big secret that many people had been guessing about. It's kind of like when you have a special toy hidden in your room that nobody knows about, and one day you decide to show it all to your friends. So what did Homer share? Well, he talked about something that had people really curious. Maybe it was something cool in his life, a special talent or interesting fact. Just like when you find a hidden treasure in your backyard and finally show it to everyone. Homer's big reveal was shared during an interview on TV, a post on social media, or maybe through a big announcement. It's similar to when you tell your friends about a new toy or game you're excited about, and suddenly, lots of people get to hear about it all at once. Imagine finding out a favorite character's secret. Isn't it exciting? That's how people felt when they learned about Homer's big admission. You might wonder why Homer chose to tell his secret now. Sometimes people wait until they feel ready to share something important. For Homer, being 24 might be the perfect age to talk about it. It's like when you wait until you're older to have a big birthday party because you want to enjoy it more. Homer might feel like he's grown up enough to share his story now, or he might feel more confident about himself. Another reason could be that he felt like it was the right time because all the attention from media and fans. It's like when you finally decide to show your best drawing after working on it for such a long time. Maybe Homer felt that the moment was right. Or he simply wanted to share his story now that he felt ready and prepared. It's like waiting for the perfect moment to reveal a surprise you've been keeping. Think of it like waiting for the right moment to tell a surprise. Sometimes the timing has to be just right. So, how did everyone react to this big news? Fans, the media, and people who follow Richard Gere's career were all very interested. They probably felt a mix of surprise, excitement, and curiosity. When Homer's secret was revealed, it was like opening a new chapter in a favorite book. It changed how people saw Richard Gere's family and made them think about the things in a new way. Everyone was eager to learn more and understand this new piece of the puzzle that had just been revealed. Imagine how excited you would be if a new detail was added to the story you love. It's thrilling because it changes the way you see the characters and the story. That's what happened with Homer's big reveal. It made people think differently about his family and want to find out more. It was like discovering a new twist in a story you thought you knew everything about. Just like finding out a new detail about a favorite story can be exciting, learning about Homer's big secret made everyone eager to find out more. Now, let's think about how Homer's life might change after sharing this big secret. Imagine you finally tell everybody about a hidden talent you have, like being able to solve a really tricky puzzle. Once people know, they might want to see you solve more puzzles or even ask you for help. That's what might happen to Homer. If he starts sharing more about his life or making public appearances, people might want to know more about him and invite him to events or ask him to talk about his experiences. But just because Homer shared something big doesn't mean he'll suddenly change everything about his life. It's like when you show your friends a new toy, but you don't have to share everything in your room with them. Homer might still choose to keep some parts of his life private. He might decide to enjoy a quieter life away from the spotlight. Just like how you might choose to play with your toys at home rather than show them to everyone. Imagine showing off a new toy but keeping some of your favorite things just for yourself. That's how Homer might handle sharing his life with the world, showing some things while keeping others private. If Homer decides to stay private, he could still enjoy his time away from cameras and attention. Think about having a special place where you go to and be by yourself without everyone watching. People might wonder about him and guess what he's up to, but that doesn't mean that he has to change how he lives. It's like having a favorite hiding spot that you only share with a few close friends. It stays special because not everyone knows about it. Homer will be able to decide what's best for him, just like how you choose your favorite activities and friends. Homer will make choices about how much he wants to be in the spotlight and how much he wants to keep private. Whether he becomes more visible or stays out of the public eye, he will find a balance that makes him happiest. Just like choosing how much to share about your favorite hiding spots or secret games, Homer will decide how to balance being in the spotlight with enjoying his private moments. So, as Homer moves forward after sharing his big secret, he will face new opportunities and challenges. Imagine getting invited to cool events or being asked to share more about your favorite hobby. Homer might find himself in similar situations, with more people interested in his life. He will have to decide how much he wants to be involved and how much he wants to handle all the new attention. But remember, just because he has shared something big, doesn't mean he has to change everything about how he lives. He can choose to enjoy his time away from the cameras and keep some parts of his life private, if that's what makes him feel comfortable. Whether he decides to step into the public eye or stay more private, Homer will make choices that are right for him, balancing his public and private life in a way that feels best. Just like how you decide how much to share about your favorite activities and friends, Homer will find his own way to balancing being in the spotlight while enjoying his private life. How his life will change moving forward. You could thus be wondering how Homer, Richard Gere's son, will live now that he has revealed something truly significant to everyone. Consider a moment when you are keeping a secret. Perhaps it focused on a unique gift or a surprise birthday celebration. When you did tell everyone at last, things most likely felt different. With Homer's personal information now public, this is exactly what might happen. People feel rather fascinated when a well-known someone like Homer reveals something significant about their lives. Imagine if you informed people about a new pastime you were passionate about, such as creating incredible Lego constructions. They could wish to learn more and help you create even more massive works of art. That parallels what Homer may be experiencing. People will want to know everything about him if he begins discussing his life or making public appearances. He may be invited to unique events or asked to discuss his experiences in interviews. Imagine if you told everyone about a great new pastime and all of a sudden all your buddies wanted to participate. As people grow more fascinated in Homer's existence, that is what could transpire to him. The truth is, though, Homer will not transform all aspects of his life just because he has revealed something significant. Consider how you might reveal a small secret while still keeping some things just for you. For instance, you might tell friends about a new item you acquired, but you are not obligated to show them everything in your room. Homer also experiences this. Though he shared something significant, he may choose to keep some aspects of his life secret. Just like his dad, Richard Gere, Homer might decide to have a more subdued life and keep out of the limelight. It's like choosing between a nice day at home or an exciting trip. You could appreciate both, but at the same time you choose what seems best for you. Homer will have to decide what it feels right for him and how he wants to live his life. Homer will have to determine how much he wants to manage the attention, and if he wants to be more public or more private, much as he would between a leisurely day at home or an interesting outing. Let's now explore how this major disclosure might influence Homer's public persona. People know more about him today, hence his life might attract greater attention. Imagine he became quite excellent at a game and then everyone wants to play with you. Things may get a little busier, right? That fits what Homer may go through. People could wish to see him at more events or hear from him in interviews and want more knowledge about him. Some might expect to see Homer at more events or hear about him in the news. Remember though, Homer doesn't have to do everything people ask simply because they show interest. It's like when you start to get well liked at school. You will still have to select how much you wish to share and with whom you wish to play. Homer can decide how much he wants to be in the limelight or whether he wants to be out of it. Imagine suddenly everyone wants to join you after you have become very excellent at something. Homer would feel this way as more people finds his life interesting. He'll have to choose when to savor some alone time and how much to share. Should Homer choose to keep his life secret, he may still find enjoyment in his time away from the cameras. Imagine having a designated area where you may be yourself, free from constant observation. Though others would question him and speculate about his activities, this doesn't mean that he has to modify his way of life. It stays unique as not everybody knows about it. Like having a favorite hiding place you only share with a small number of close friends. Homer will be able to make decisions in his best interests. Homer will determine what makes him happiest and what seems comfortable for him. Same like you choose your preferred hobbies and companions. Whether he stays hidden or shows more presence, he will make decisions appropriate for his life. Homer will have to pick how he manages the attention and if he wants to remain in the limelight or savor his private moments, much as he would choose how much to divulge about his preferred activities or hidden hiding places. Let us investigate a little further into what this entails for Homer. Imagine if everyone at your school suddenly paid great attention to you. You might be asked to show people your favorite things or receive additional invites to events. Homer might run upon something like this. Should he want to go more public and find himself featured in news reports and attending special events, people can be interested in his daily life, dreams, and pastimes. Still, being in the public view can be demanding as well as exciting. Meeting new people and going to interesting events can be entertaining, but having everyone know everything about you can be taxing. Homer will have to strike a mix that suits him. He might decide to keep some aspects of his life secret while sharing some. It's like choosing how much to reveal about your preferred game. You could teach your buddies the fundamentals, but retain some unique information just for yourself. Imagine having to choose between preserving some unique aspect just for yourself and showing friends your beloved game. Homer will have to strike that kind of balance, navigating his newfound public spotlight. Homer may still favor his time away from the cameras even if it chooses to be private. He might keep leading a modest life, concentrating on the people most important to him and his affections. It doesn't follow that he has to modify his way of life just because he has revealed something significant. He can decide to live some of his life solely for himself, savoring the silence of his own environment. At last, Homer will be in charge of his desired style of living and how he wants to manage his focus. Homer will make decisions about how much he wants to be in the limelight and how much he wants to keep private. Much like you choose how much to post about your preferred pastimes or pals, he will be making the correct decision whatever he decides. Homer will choose how to strike a balance between his public and private life to discover what makes him happiest, just as he would choose how much to reveal about his preferred activities and retain some secrets. Now that Homer revealed something significant for everyone, his life will probably change in certain respects. He will make decisions that fit him best, whether he decides to remain private or enter the public scene. It's like having the ability to decide who you like to invite in your own events and how you wish to present your preferred activities. Homer will be able to mold his life in a way that feels right for him, whatever road he chooses. Richard Gere's reaction. Renowned for his legendary performances in films like Pretty Woman and An Officer and a Gentleman, Richard Gere has always been appreciated for more than just his acting ability. He's also well known for his ability to remain private and grounded despite constant attention from being a Hollywood star. For someone like Richard Gere, who cherishes his family life and personal space, negotiating public curiosity about his personal affairs has been a delicate balancing act. It's not unusual for a famous person's life to be under constant media and fan scrutiny once they rise to prominence. People naturally find great interest in the daily life of celebrities, where they visit, who they spend time with, or even what they eat. Although at first this could seem fun or exciting, continuously being under pressure and can soon become exhausting. For Richard Gere, he never seemed to value being the focus of such intimate attention. Richard chose a different road, while many performers welcome celebrity and the accompanying way of life. Gere has been especially careful throughout his career in keeping his personal life hidden from view. Richard has always been quiet whether it comes to rumors about his family life or relationships. Sometimes the media sought to probe his personal affairs, speculating about his romantic interests or what went behind closed doors. But Richard's reply was never one of frustration or wrath. Rather, he decides to be cool under pressure, guiding discussions toward his job, or just avoiding interactions with the rumors. One can easily envision what this must have been like for him. You would know how uncomfortable it could be if you have ever felt as though people are watching your every action. Being watched like a subject in a fishbowl where people would conjecture and assume about his life infuriated Richard. It's like someone peering through your window and then telling tales about what they believe you to be doing inside. Stories that are typically quite different from the truth. Gere's cool rejection to interact with rumors exposes power in preserving a grounded personal story. Richard managed the matter gracefully instead of snapping back at the media. Reacting to rumors or interacting with the gossip would only fan the flames, he realized. Richard chose a quieter approach rather than aggravating the noise level. He stayed concentrated on his work, allowing his films to speak for him instead of becoming mired in defending his personal life. He occasionally made a courteous remark, but he made it plain that his personal affairs were off limits. Richard's approach to celebrity became marked by his sense of discretion. Maintaining this distance meant more to Richard than only preserving his own peace of mind. It meant safeguarding his family too. Regarding his family, especially his son Homer, Richard feels a great degree of responsibility. It must have been a difficult balance attempting to provide his son with a typical upbringing under public view. Gere has always said how much he values his family, and this includes honoring their privacy just as much as his own. But there was a time when Richard's son Homer made news for publicly discussing the family. Richard is a private person, thus this might have surprised him. Hearing his son talk about facets of their personal life in front of the public eye would have felt like it would have if a close friend revealed a secret meant to be quiet. That leaves one vulnerable, as though a piece of you has been revealed without permission. Richard might have been surprised by his son's candor, but he handled the matter with the same cool-headedness that defined his career. Instead of getting angry, he probably considered why his son might have felt compelled to speak out. Richard has said in interviews how much he values his son's decisions and independence, even if those choices might not coincide with his own need for privacy. On Richard's side, this demonstrates a great degree of knowledge and patience, since he recognizes that his son has a voice and the right to express it. Richard's cool response to his son's public remarks highlights a strong mix of respect and endurance. Richard's attitude to celebrity and his family provide a great lesson in graceful handling of difficult circumstances. Reacting with frustration when others divulge personal information or when public invasions of private affairs can be tempting. But Richard's calm approach shows that another approach is possible. He has been helping to keep control over his story by remaining cool and refusing to participate in the drama, emphasizing his work over the rumors about his personal life. Richard Gere's narrative reminds us in many respects, like he sought for his own room, of peace among the tumult of fame. We all need time and space to ourselves, and just like Richard, there's a way to handle it when others, even those closest to us, share our secrets or talk about things we would rather keep quiet. It's all about being gentle and calm. So, that's the big secret about Richard Gere's son. Isn't it exciting to learn new things? Click on the next video to see more fun stories and surprises.